Destination Curaçao. It's a tough one. Who knows where we'll end up? Getting out of Cartagena Bay. Cartagena koyunun girişi şu burundan şu adanın burnuna. Burası Boca Grande deniyor. Büyük ağız. Şu iki tane ileride, bilmiyorum kamera görünüyor mu? Görünüyor herhalde. İşaretin arasından geçilebiliyor. Gerisini duvar yapmışlar suyun altında. Korsanlardan korunmak için zamanında. 15 fite kadar düşecek gibi söylediler derinlik. Ama bu ikisinin arası açıkmış. Diğer yerlerden geçemiyoruz. Kolombiya'da yaptığımız, hallettiğimiz işlerden biri de saç tıraşı olmaktı. İnşallah rahat edeceğim. Uzun saçta çok zor oluyor. Sürekli şapka takmak veya bir şey bağlamak zorundayım. Kafam alışık değil ona. Başımı ağrıtıyordu. Şimdi bakalım. Bu da Fransız turistin saç tıraşı. Şu iki işaret arası, kırmızı ile yeşil, açık. Gerisi su altı duvarı. Underwater wall. Hiç dalgalardan da falan da dalgaların şeklinden de belli olmuyor ha. Gazilerde biraz daha belli oluyor sanki ama yani yeterince büyük dalga yok. Maybe we keep on this line a little bit more. Teknik olarak Cartagena koyundan ayrılmış bulunuyoruz. We left technically Bay of Cartagena. What you saw? Going up.
What's on the menu?
Patatesli tas kebabı.
Hmm?
Patatesli tas kebabı.
How are you speaking Turkish like that? As if it's Turkish.
Kebap oradan.
Etli patates.
Etli patates alayım. Ha, pratik o ne? Ben de bulmayırsam. Hak.
Afiyet olsun.
Barranquilla açıklarında ilk sabahımız. Dün akşam rahat bir seyirle geçti. Fakat çok yeterince beklediğimiz kadar yol alamadık. Sabaha karşı biraz motor seyriyle arayı kapattık. Şimdi tekrar yelken basabildik. Daha rapaz seyrindeyiz. Ufak ilerliyoruz. Şöyle etrafı göstereyim. Önümüz açık gibi. Arkamızda bir iki yağmur bulutları var. Fırtına bulutları. Bu taraf rüzgar üstü. Önümüz açık gibi gözüküyor. Arka taraf kötü. Bunun fırtınanın rüzgarını geçtik gibi. Şuraya hafif bir gökkuşağı var. Ama yok, kocaman gökkuşağı işte. Önümüz Santa Marta. Barranquilla'da bordamızda kalmak üzere. Günaydın.
Günaydın, afiyet olsun bugün.
Afiyet olsun. Fatih abiden aldığımız trik.
No, is it what you want?
Yumurtaları haşladık önden.
Okay.
We live in Barranquilla. And this is the boundary. It's the water color is changing.
Maybe Brackish water. It's green, yeah, and there's a boundary.
And we are like at least 6-7 miles offshore. And I cannot even see the end of it. It's going for forever.
Yeah, we try to go sufficiently offshore to not have anything to do with it. And but it's still there, huh? But no big trunk though. I'm glad we didn't turn the engine on. Only both of us.
It's really interesting, yeah. Vay.
What will we do when we get old? Will we walk down the same road? Will you be there by my side? Standing strong as the waves roll over. When the nights are long, longing for you to come home. All around, the wind blows. We would only hold on to let go.
And who's hiding behind this main sail?
Colombian sea.
Spinnaker, yeah, perfectly assorted to the Colombian flag. Let me show you. Bouchon in green water.
We need
12:45. Day 2. Yalçın warming up Turkish food again.
It's hot inside.
the name of the game today to avoid this guy. So we doused the spinnaker back on jib, and we're hoping it's moving that way. So we're hoping to go behind it like that. Let's see. We're heading therefore towards land, and a bit more than planned, but especially if it's stormy, maybe better to be close to land. Over there and where we're living, it's beautiful and blue. Why are we going the wrong way? Dodging little guys like that. Yalchin is looking. We're making a hell of a speed under engine power because of the currents. And we're happy because we're running away from this guy. Like the storm won the race, so we're running with it at 8 knots. Not bad.
Not bad.
Same like with the engine, but okay. So far so good.
Reef, one reef in the main. Jib is furled a little. We have still blue sky on top of us.
Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember, all we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young.
This is the third squall that we navigated today, and I feel like we got the wind of all three of them and not the lightning action of any of them so far. So pretty good. I wish we were able to see that clearly. Knock on wood, where is the wood? Knock on varnish.
What's left of it?
No, at night it's different because it's very difficult to tell the distance, the distance, the motion, its motion. Like here, you can tell when it rains, you can see where the wind is taking the rain to, and then it probably shows pretty nicely where the clouds are going to.
It's also if you go fast, you don't see where you're going necessarily, which is a bit scary because if there's an object, like there at some point we were going 9 knots, but it's flat. We see everything all the way to Santa Marta. No problem. I'm happy to go fast.
Yeah, it's pretty flat. Very nice.
Maybe.
Santa Marta and its mountains. And all these clouds. Potential action for the night. Trying to diversify. How about some Doritos?
You can food this guy. Good
This
time.
package of Doritos you see here is a prime member of Trebizond snack team. Yeah. We have a snack team.
AKA the food of the zigoto here. Bon, tout ça pour dire que we're in another sail configuration, still going offshore of Santa Marta, And it looks like the storm dissipated.
No more.
So maybe, just maybe, he won the race. I don't know. What do you say, Yeltsin? Win the race or no?
I think it wasn't. It was never a race. It was a collaborative game between these two thunderstorms.
And us?
They were basically competing one another to help us. Voila!
This guy is gonna be a politician one day, let me tell you. Or a seller of Doritos.
Alors, qu'est-ce que tu penses après 24 heures?
Bah, pas mal, so far.
What do you think about the first 24 hours? We're 25th hour now?
Yeah. The night wasn't too bad. We managed to dodge the storm in the day. So far. Let's see what the next night comes. No, but it's been very calm, which is extremely nice.
Yeah,
No,
we are comfortable in the stomach.
yeah.
And, our extreme food preparation is kept us fed, and we kept them all in so far.
Yeah. But I also took a shower. Underwear, like just like that. Yeah. What else did we do? Just like that.
Applied a bit of spinnaker.
Yeah.
Didn't motor too much. Didn't go as far out for Barranquilla River Madness as we thought.
Yeah.
But that saved us some miles. So
And
we
those-
roughly ended up where I thought we would end up after 24 hours, even though we were slightly slower.
Yeah, so the Barranquilla, to give some context, it's a city in Colombia where the singer Shakira comes from, for the music
Shakira?
lovers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a big industrial city between Cartagena and Santa Marta, so north of Cartagena, and it's also a river. From there's a lot of wind during the regular time blowing out that can be pretty strong. So we're not in this season, which is nice. But it's renowned to have a lot of current, like messy seas, and also a lot of debris, like timber,
Yeah, just
stuff
pieces of
floating
trees
out
and trash,
from the river.
all sorts of trash.
So you want to go during the day, and also some people recommended that we go kind of far from the outside of the river, so we had planned for 20 miles away. In the end we went maybe 15.
In the end, we went in between clouds, so
That set the distance.
yeah.
But it was really flat and no big object, just a little bit of the herbal stuff that we
Yeah.
showed you. That's it. So we
So
passed
now-
Barranquilla, now we're passing Santa Marta, maybe we should.
Yeah.
Can you see, like the white building?
This was like pretty anxious start
Oh yeah, but the night is
because
gonna
of
be
the
nice.
last trip, and we started late in the afternoon, so immediately went into the night. But the night was tiring a little bit the first night, but it was okay.
It was very dark though, no moon, new moon almost. It was
Yeah.
tiny moon, 2 hours of tiny moon. So that's a bit nerve wracking. And you see any lightning even if it's super far out.
Yeah.
But we could see stars most of the time. So which is the sign that there's not too many clouds.
Yeah, I mean it's and today during the day it was really nice sailing, nice current from the back, flat relatively seas. So it pumped us up. Hopefully this night.
Yeah, still anxious, huh?
Still anxious, yeah. There are a lot of clouds over land, and some like even red zones in the lightning prediction, and, like forecasts we need to go through. So there may be quite a bit of squall action at night too.
Yeah, for instance, if we get a storm like what we had during the day, at night it would be way more challenging.
Yeah, for sure. It's just being able to see it helped us a lot to thread it nicely.
The city of Santa Marta with our dear Minka, and then the national park Tayrona.
This place is covered with mountains, this Santa Marta, and there is a katabatic wind action too, which is apparently the wind that blows down from the hills. So yeah, we will see. Allez.
See you in 24 hours. And our reliable opposites steering us dead downwind. So peaceful. Time for an apple and a little bit of reading while Yalchin sleeps downstairs or snoozes before the sunset and we start the night shift.
Adelante.
According to our AIS, this is Merck Wakayam from Panama, 6.2 nautical mile from us. Yeah. Rainy sunset, and the mystery is where is this rain coming from? We have no cloud on top of us, but we have mountain. It's
a katabatic rain.
evet.
Focus, fire gun. We need someone to lean on. Focus, fire gun. All we need is somebody to lean on. Focus, fire gun. We need someone to lean on. Focus, fire gun. All we need is somebody to lean on.
İyice rüzgar azalınca motor seyrine geçtik. Akıntı var arkadan bayağı aslında. Yani motorsuz da bayağı hızlı gidiyoruz ama motorla çok daha hızlı gidiyoruz. Yani 7,5 knot yapıyoruz. Her tarafta da şimşekler çakıyor. Vallahi nasıl geçeceğiz bilmiyorum yani. Evet, bak burada bir sistem var. Burada bir sistem var. Yolumuz yıldırım. Yıldırım şimşek. Deli gibi şimşek çekiyor vallahi. Nefret ettiğim bir şey bu yıldırımlar ya. Olaya bakar mısın abi? Her saniye 3 saniyede bir yerde bir ışık çakıyor.
I don't know if you can see in the distance, but we just passed, or crossed past, with a container ship called Made in Newport, heading to a port in Colombia. Along that coast we passed Santa Marta. Yalchin took most of the first night zigzagging between system and dodging the lightnings. I slept for most of it, and now I'm taking the lap shift, waiting for the sunset. But this guy kept me alert. That's all you can see of me. But yeah, was checking not to collide with this guy. So first he was not on the AIS, so I turned off the tricolor just in case it's an unfriendly boat. And then they showed up on the AIS, but it was not saying the type of ships nor the length, nothing to identify it, and it was not moving, like 0.5 knots. So I wasn't sure still, but keeping an eye on it, we were going to pass in front of it since they were not moving, not modify course very much. But then they started moving at 12 knots and showing cargo ships, so then I decided to take their stern. They were going to cross our path so fast. They just crossed 1.5 miles away. That's what happens when it's a calm night and there's no storm to dodge. Good morning. Sun, moon.
Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember all we did was care for each other. The night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. But kiss, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. But kiss, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. But kiss, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. But kiss, fire gun, all we need is
Now the problem is there's a big storm arriving where we are going around noon. There's a lot of thunder forecast, so there may still be a way to thread the needle, so I'm letting Yalchin sleep and hope we're both well rested at that time. For now, as usual, it's quite over. Let's see what the day brings. Côte automatique. Wow. Bonjour Yalchin.
Bonjour day 3.
Yeah. Yalchin woke up by himself, even though I was trying to give him an uninterrupted long sleep.
Uninterrupted good amount of sleep. I had my coffee. I have flat waters and nice breeze, 4 knots of wind, 4 knots of boat speed.
Oh, pas mal, hein? We started with 2. And we believed in it, wanted to give a break to Monsieur that got us through the night, pretty much.
Yeah. I slept while Monsieur was party. Day 3. 3. gün. Teknik olarak 48 saate doldurmadık ama 3. sabahımız diyebilirim. 2. geceyi tamamladık. 2. gece zor geçti. Çünkü Santa Marta civarında çok fazla elektrik aksiyonu vardı. Benim de Mari'nin de en çok korktuğu şey gece, yani rüzgardan, yağmurdan bahsetmiyoruz ama yıldırımlar, o boraların getirdiği yıldırımlar, yapılabilecek hiçbir şey yok yani. Neyse, maceralıydı yani. Bütün gökyüzü, ufuk aydınlanıyor. Şimşekler çakıyor. Orada bir sistem var, burada bir sistem var. Ne kadar uzak olduğunu kestiremiyoruz. Tecrübeyle yavaş yavaş geliyor da. Yani hani mesela şu daha yakında gibi geliyor. O yakındaki geçtikten sonra onun arkasına dönebilir miyim? Bunları falan kestiremiyoruz. Daha güzel. Ama uzakta bir tane vardı. Hakikaten dün galiba yani en büyük arkı görmüş olabilirim hayatımda gördüğüm. Çünkü çok uzakta bir sistem ve neredeyse bütün ufuk kaplayacak kadar böyle bir ark yaptı ve suya düştü. Çok etkileyici. Uzakta olduğu zaman da çok etkileyici oluyor onları izlemek. Neyse, bir tanesi sürekli böyle artık yani dakikada 10-15 defa çakıyor. Bordada kaldı. Gece görüşünü de etkiliyor. Çünkü bir anda her tarafı aydınlattığı için. Biz hala yıldızları falan görebiliyoruz. Fakat bu şeyi gördüm. Onun ışığıyla ileride bir kümülüs bulutu var. Aktive olmamış daha. Onu gördüm. Yani çakmıyor. Direkt altına giderdik yani. Ondan sonra onun altında hafif bir karadan gelen böyle bir ışıktan ötürü inceldiği yeri gördüm. Direkt oraya doğru dümen tutmaya başladık. Hakikaten de kenarından geçtik. Biz geçerken aktive oldu. Rüzgarını hissettik. Hemen cam alanları vurduk falan ama bizi geçmiş bulundu yani. Biz onun arkasında kalmış bulunduk ve sonra da onun şimşekleri çaktı hep. Bunlar olurken dün gece Mari iyi dinlenemedi. Öyle olduğu için vardiyayı veremedim. Daha doğrusu verdim ama tam o sistemin rüzgarı gelince beni kaldırdı. Baktım yeterince dinç değil. Ben daha dincim. Dedim sen git yat. Gitti yattı. O sistem geçti. Sonra rüzgarı da duruldu. Yağmurunu da almadık. Sonra motoru çalıştırdım. Motorla 2 saat gittik. Yo, nasıl oldu? Yo motor çalıştırmadık. Pardon. Trambolayı attık. Arkasından bunun sistem gidiyor. Işıl ışıl. Gibi. Yeni Noel ışıkları gibi. Biz de onun arkasından tıfıl tıfıl 3 knot, 4 knot açığa doğru gittik. Orada internete alabilmiştik karaya yaklaştığımız için. O bu elektrik raporunda da gece yani gece yarısından itibaren yavaşlayacak aktivite gibi gözüküyordu. Bayağı rahatlattı yani o raporu almak. Sırf o raporu almak bile morali insanın çok arttırıyor. Yani gerçek olmasa bile. Çünkü zaten 2'ye kadar falan hala çakıyordu yani. Ama ondan sonra en azından duruldu. 2'ye kadar öyle yelkenle gittikten sonra motoru çalıştırdık artık. Rüzgar iyice sıfırladı. Motoru çalıştırınca Mari de kalktı. Aldı vardiyayı. Rahat bir gece geçirdik ondan sonrası. Emo dışarıda çok zorlanmadı. Hava şartlarında ben de içeride çok güzel dinlendim. Şimdi o raporda aldığımız bilgilerden bir tanesi de bugünkü rotada öğlen sonra 3 arasında yine çok fazla elektrik aktivitesi var. Tabii gündüz elektriği görmek zor ama en azından bulutları görebiliyoruz ve aralarından yani mesafemizi koruyabiliyoruz. daha iyi. Bakalım şu an öğlen saatleri daha tam başlamadı. Biz de daha yavaş gidiyoruz. O kırmızı kırmızı Windy'de gözüken yerlere mesafe şu an bayağı var yani. Dolayısıyla bakalım inşallah uzakta göreceğiz. Onlar bize gelinceye kadar, biz onlara gelinceye kadar dağılmış olurlar diye ümit ediyoruz. Durum böyle şu an. Yani şu yıldırımların anksiyetesi olmasa mükemmel şartlar. Tekne 4,5 knot süratle işte 10 knot'ı bulmayan bir rüzgar. Orta seyri ama tekne böyle yatmış mı yatmamış mı zor yani anlaşılır. Çok rahat bir seyir yani. Bu şekilde keyfini çıkartıyoruz ya. Böyle şöyle göstereyim. Dümdüz su. Havaset çok iyi çalışmıyor bu şartlarda. Biraz da eskiliğine veriyorum. Biraz da ben bunu güzel ayarlayamamış olabilirim. Ama çok da bir şey yapmasına gerek yok. Düzeltme yapmasına. İşte şuradaki bulutlar yüksek. Onlardan çok korkmuyorum. Şu arkadaş mesafemizi koruyoruz. Ondan sonra ileride de artık bunlar ne kadar aktif. Buradan kestirmesi zor. Gece olsa görürdük tabii de. Böyle. Bu da yerimiz ve Kolombiya'daki son durağa mesafemiz 58 mil. Buradan sonra kısmetse çok oyalanmayıp ta buraya kadar, Curaçao'ya kadar orta seyir planımız var. Bakalım.
I always get a little nervous when I see a ship, especially when I don't have information and it's not in the AIS yet. So this time I took out the good binoculars that my dad gave me. And it's just a good old container ship. I already appeared on AIS, yeah. Did. Let's discover together. target list. So this is the ship from Madeira. No name. 3.5 nautical miles. 11 knots of speed. And underway with an engine. I'm surprised that close that we don't get anything. So it's gonna get 3.3 nautical mile as a minimal distance to us in half an hour. This is how handy the AIS is. So yeah, just we'll get the name, I guess, as we get closer, which is always kind of cool. And maybe their next port of call. So we'll either sleep here this pinnacle, the Turkish guy. A nice system to hold the door. And this is where I'm going. That's our ship. Here you go. Name is AS Fabrizia. Destination Coast CTG, I guess. Colombia, Cartagena. There's also something ahead of us, which looks smaller, and it's not on AIS. So I'm back on the binoculars. It looks like a platform. Maybe the thing that I saw the other ship tied to in the very first place. I don't really know what it is. I'm surprised if it's a platform that it doesn't appear on the AIS, but I guess we'll see. Right now it's dead ahead. Not great, but good for checking it out. Look who came up! Adjusting our repair that we got made in Cartagena. So what I thought was a platform is in fact two fishing boats. The water gets a bit shallower over there, like 100 feet instead of 1,000. So they may be out of Cabo de la Vela. So I'm in favor of tacking away. So we made kind of a detour to not get too close. I mean, we're a little bit exposed. They probably have good intentions, but they probably have no intentions at all. Back on course and back on storm avoiding duty. We're gonna try to avoid this cloud and go to this more open sky area. I mean, we'll see how it It looks like today is a traffic day. We have another friend sailing by, a cargo ship. And it's overtaking us from the right at 11 knots again. Voilà, going to AW Bar. Maybe Aruba, the port I think had the bar name, but I'm not sure. It smells ready. About it. What do you say about it?
Pasta underway. Pasta preparation underway.
In the nice sauce. I was already ready. Broccoli underway.
Nice spoon.
What will we do when we get home? Will we walk down the same road? Will you be there by my side, standing strong as the waves roll over? And the nights are long, longing for you to come home. All around, the wind blows. We were only on loan to let go.
4:30 in the afternoon. It's all opened up. And the wind increased. We have 12.5 apparent wind, making 5 knots, so it's 7 knots. We're really starting to hope that this system is not materializing, this lightning thunderstorm. But let's see what else we get. Popcorn in the making. And what did the popcorn make? Like a sound?
Poppity poppity pop pop pop.
Poppity poppity pop pop pop. With crazy on their ship. Galchin and I.
Poppity poppity pop. Poppity pop. Poppity poppity pop pop pop.
Is it the popcorn making the sound? Or is it this popcorn? Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Maybe it's me.
48 hours. And let's see them.
Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Poppity poppity poppity pop. Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Poppity poppity poppity poppity poppity pop. Poppity poppity poppity pop. Poppity poppity poppity poppity pop. Poppity pop. Poppity poppity poppity pop. Poppity pop. Poppity pop. Poppity poppity poppity pop. Poppity pop. Poppity pop. Poppity poppity poppity pop.
48 hour.
Yeah, 48
Report.
hours night.
Well, it's been a slow day today. We made 3 knots or so most of the time, and like 2 knots of it was towards the destination, but then wind picked up. So for the last 3 hours or so, we've been sailing really nicely, relatively in flat waters,
Which is changing already.
which is, yeah, 3 hours of wind waves.
Look, it's just splashed. Fluffy. Time to enjoy the popcorn.
Popcorn time. All good.
Poppity poppity poppity pop. Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Poppity poppity pop pop pop. Poppity poppity poppity poppity poppity pop. Poppity poppity poppity pop. Poppity poppity pop. Quick forecast stop in Cabo de la Vela. We're going. We are entering the new chart territory.
Do you recall not long ago we would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember? All we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Blood kiss, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. What will we do when we get old? Will we walk down the same road? Will you be there by my side, standing strong as the waves roll over? And the nights are long, longing for you to come home.
Let's see how that goes. 5:30 a.m. Sunday, day 4. Yes. Yalchin just went to bed after being up for 4 hours or so, maybe 5. We went to anchor behind this cape. It's also a little town, so we got internet enough to check the weather forecasts. Actually, we got pretty good internet in Cabo de la Vela, it's called. And the forecast is good for going right now. So we were originally thinking about at least spending a few hours sleeping, but since we arrived in daylight, we needed to go. So we're motoring all the way to the tip of the cape, so the northmost point of Colombia. And then there's a little bit of a tricky part where we're going to be against the current and with winds pretty in our nose too. So that's the tricky part, and that tricky part we're hoping to be there when the current is not entirely built up and when the trade wind is not entirely built up. Then we have 70 miles to brace and to go, and then after that we can start going down on Curaçao, and we may have a little bit of current helping us. So voilà. Yalchin is not sleeping, he's making fun of me.
We would only hold on to let go. Blood kiss, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on.
Boiling eggs for the rest of the trip. Preparing more food. I think we may need it. And it went really well. The hard-boiled eggs, so it's very promising for if we get seasick, beating up, bam, bam, bam, planter des pieux.
Biraz dün gece ne olduğundan bahsedeyim. Çünkü geceleri çok kaydedemiyorum. Ama bunları sıcağına anlatmak önemli. Çünkü anıların sadece güzel kısımları akılda kalıyor. Artık bir moral bozukluğu vardı iyice. Yol almaya çalıştık. Ben aldığımda dümeni yani 3 saat dinlendim, Mari'den aldım. O yelken yapmaya çalışıyor. Zaten camadan vurmuşuz gece, yani fırtına yersek diye. O zaten hafif havada bütün bir de Avaset dümen tutmaya çalışıyor. Orta gitmeye çalışıyor ama güzel, yeterince rüzgar yok onun çalışması için. Verimsiz seyir. 6 mil anca gitmişiz. Tramalalar da hesaba katınca. Zaten 3 nat tekne hızı var. 2 natı BMG gibi düşünsen. Yani moralimiz yüksekken gündüz ya Kababele'ye hiç uğramasak da olur diye düşünüyorum. Neyse uzatmayayım. Ben aldım. Motoru çalıştırdım. Dedim ki Kababele'ye gidelim. Yani hava durumu değişmiyorsa, hemen çıkmamızı gerektirecek bir durum yoksa atalım demirimizi, bir dinlenelim. İşte motorla gittik. Bataryalar da şarj oldu. Sonra vardık 4 falan saat. Yorgunum da artık, yani dedim tamam, buradan herhalde çıkmayız yani. Mari'yi de kaldırdım tabii yanaşmak için, çünkü gece. Sonra baktık hava durumuna, gitmemiz lazım. Yoksa ticaret rüzgarları geliyor. Ticaret rüzgarları gelince akıntılar da daha gelecek. Şu anda akıntılar Curaçao'nun daha doğusunda gidiyor. Yani o Gulf Stream'e besleyen kuvvetli akıntı. Ya biz buradan Curaçao'ya gidinceye kadar o akıntı bize denk gelmeyebilir. Ama beklersek ticaret rüzgarlarıyla beraber o da, akıntı da batıya doğru kayarsa bir de onu dövmemiz gerekecek. Dolayısıyla hava durumuna baktık ki çıkmamız lazım ama yorgunum yani. Neyse oradan çıktık, ben hava aydınlanmaya başlamıştı zaten. Dedim tamam, yatacağım artık, ne kadar uyurum bilmiyorum yani. Yorgunluk hissi öyle bir şey. 5'te vurdum kafayı, yattım. 7'ye kadar falan uyudum galiba. Kalktım zımba gibi. Kahvemi yaptım, içtim. Şimdi yolda giderken Mari işte yumurta haşlamıştık. Onları tazelemiş. Makarna yapmış. Hazır yiyecek. Ben de şimdi patlıcan yapacağım. Bu hava gelmeden. Bir yandan da bu hava gelmeden mümkün olduğunca doğaya yol alıyoruz. Yani şu an moraller tekrar yükseldi ama dün gece moraller düşüktü. Benim moralim düşüktü. Özellikle yatmaya giderken Mari'nin de enerjisinin yükseldiğini gördüm. O rahatlattı, o güç verdi. Uyandığımda da kendisi yani teknede her şeyi koşturuyordu, şey yapıyordu, enerjikti ve motivasyonu yüksekti. Onu da görünce zaten dedim tamam, biz bir şeyle başladık. Yarısı bitmiş durumda ya. Ufak ufak solugan almaya başladık. Daha fazla oyalanmadan kumanyamızı hazırlayalım. Bunları göstermesem olmaz. Güzellikleri. Poz veriyorlar. Oh, dümene geliyor ha. Siz de mi dümenle oynaşıyorsunuz? Orkalar gibi lan.
Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember all we did was care for each other. The night was warm, we were both
Oğlum sizin başa gitmeniz lazım değil mi? Ne yapıyorsunuz burada?
Focus, fire go. We need someone to lean on. Focus, fire go. All we need is somebody to lean on.
Saat şu an sabah 9. Saat havaları aldığımız, dün gece aldığımız rapora göre 12 gibi, 1 gibi ufak ufak başlayacak. Hafif kuzeyli başlayacak. Ondan sonra akşam üstüne özellikle 8, akşam 8 gibi 15 knot ile 20 knot arası doğudan, tam burundan esecek. Ama o hava gelmeden ne kadar doğuya yol alabilirsek şimdi motorla o kadar kar. Çünkü bir de akıntı var hesaba kattığımız. Akıntıyı da geçeceğiz. Akıntı da kafadan. Onun da zamanını kolladık. Onun için de uygun bir zaman. O yüzden rüzgar olmasa dahi motor seyrede de olsa ideal değil ama bulabildiğimiz bu. Bakalım ticaret rüzgarlarıyla randevumuz 3 ila 5 saat sonra. Saat 11'e geliyor. Öğlen sıcağı, güneş tepede. Şöyle göstereyim, hafif hafif rüzgar başladı. Yaklaşık işte 6-7 knot şu an seviyesinde. Motorla yol almaya biraz daha devam ediyorum çünkü şurada bir burun var. Burunu geçtikten sonra direkt kıyıyı takip etmemiz mümkün olacak bir süre. Onu bekliyorum.
So it's 11. I just woke up. We're leaving Colombia behind. This is what's left of it. Leaving the continent behind and to celebrate.
Chips kola.
Yeah, we get a new day starting, day 4, with both of us.
Yuppie.
Yeah. And so we had a little bit of a pin adventure. So our Bimini has this adjustable fitting on both sides, and we can easily remove this big bar and take it, collapse it in the back, and taking it up and down. But then what happened this morning?
I was trying to set the Bimini for my petite lady, French, and I was holding the pin while I was adjusting the fabric so that it was a little bit easier. But then I felt the pin was too light. I look at my hand and I was holding only the spring, which is actually tied, and the pin just slid down from it.
And proof.
And I didn't even hear the proof. I looked everywhere hoping it fell in the boat.
But Yalchin being Yalchin, I'm pretty sure when I show you this, you couldn't tell the difference between the other side and this side because Yalchin rapidly found a replacement for that pin. So yeah, beautiful.
You should see the other side.
Okay, how bad can it be? Oh my god. Yeah, this pin fits perfectly, but it's a little too long. Kiki.
I think we started to experience the current on the nose as well as the wind. What I'm looking at is our speed, obviously, and the direction that we're pointing and the direction we're actually moving. This is what I'm talking about. We are here where the arrow is pointing. And where the arrow is pointing, and in the direction of arrow, this way, there's a current that runs north and west. So it's a corridor, and according to Windy, it sort of ends at, somewhere around this point. So I obviously picked that point arbitrarily, but I'm hoping when the wind strengthens from the east, it will be somewhere around here, and then tack offshore and go to this current line full hold, and then we stay in this latitude, do some zigzags up to here or slightly more before coming down towards Curacao.
In the meantime, I'm gonna take down the American flag we're flying at the back, so that we are a bit undercover in Venezuela, not the enemy. Maybe we even hoist the Turkish flag up.
And that's
Back in Baja, the flag is gonna be full of insects.
it's not a very safe spot. Don't try this at home. Okay, it's detached. Let's bring French down.
Nice. It was
Okay,
rolled
let's
up
see
for
the-
more than a year. Can you tell?
Anybody-
Bring in the Turkish flag.
Canım, if anybody approaches, what do you say to them?
Siktir.
Ah. Bravo.
Started.
You'll take my life, but I'll take yours too. You fire musket, but I'll run you through. So when you're waiting for the next attack, you better stand, there's no turning back. The fewer sounds when time begins, but on this battlefield no one wins. The smell of music, smoking horses' breath. There's a hunter in this time again.
İyice oturmuş tezer rüzgarlarında orta seyir yapıyoruz. Zorlu bir seyir, zorlanıyoruz. İkinci cama da gelirken sarılı. At. İşte 5-6 knot tekne hızı. Akıntı da var. Fakat dalgalar içeride konforu çok düşürdü. İçeride dinlenmek bile çok zor çünkü çok gürültülü. Maride de bende de bu anksiyete gelişti. Teknenin bir tarafına bir şey olacak diye. Yani böyle dalgalarda her yeni seste, her yeni tıkırtıda siktir. Şimdi acaba ne yapacağız ki, bu kadar açıktayız bir de. Motorla gitmeye kalksak gidebileceğimiz ancak geri dönebiliriz. Neyse, tekne şimdiye kadar güzel hallediyor. Dün gece doğru düzgün uyuyamadık. Mari uyuyamadı zaten içeride de dışarıda da. Öyle olunca yorgunluktan doğru düzgün vardiya yapamadı. Ben onun yerine vardiya yaparken ben yoruldum. Gidip içeri yattım ama bir saat. Benim elimdeki hava raporuna göre işler pozisyonumuz gereği akıntının etkisi azalmış durumda olması lazım. O yani gözlemliyoruz da. Çünkü teknenin açısıyla, pusula açısıyla GPS açısı örtüşmeye başladı. Şu an tramola atmak faydasız çünkü şu an sancak kontrada güzel doğuya gidebiliyoruz. Hafif güneyli esiyor. Elimdeki hava raporuna göre 1-2 knot düşüp daha doğuya dönecek. O zaman tramola atıp içeri girmeye başladığımızda tek kontra bayağı bir dümdüz Aruba'ya kadar gidebiliriz. Bu da 2-3 saat, 3 saat sonra falan diye düşünüyorum şu anda. İple çekiyorum yani şu adanın kuytusuna girip şu dalgalardan kurtulup bir nefes almayı iple çekiyorum. Ama iple de çeksek, halatla da çeksek zaman aynı hızda geçiyor. Bizim de ihtiyacımız olan tek şey sabır. Kokpitte pahalıyız. Arada dalgalar geliyor kokpite. Marita bir sertlik körünün arkasında rahat. Nispeten rahat çünkü dalga geldi mi sertlik körününden de bayağı bir ıslatabiliyor. Ufak çünkü herhalde körük. İçeride durum kötü değil. Yani kabini güzel istiflemişiz. Bir iki sağa sola uçuşan eşya dışında çok bir şey olmadı. Dün geceden beri ama işte dalgalar sıkıntı. Doğru düzgün yemek yiyemedik. Tabii deniz tutması da hafif kendini hissettiriyor. Çok konsantre işte içeride takılınmıyor. Bakalım sabır. Sabır.
So this is when we hit a wave with the bow. All the water tanks are resonating like crazy. There might be some leak because there is little water running on the floor. I don't know if you can see. But yeah, basically impossible to rest unless you're really passing out. Shift. I didn't sleep all night last night. I slept maybe 2-3 hours in the morning. Trying to rest now. Outside is really hot. Unless you're in the wind and then it's a lot of sun. We couldn't put the beaming on, so it's very difficult.
up.
Crashing
Close to
it.
the wind as we can. Hopefully we can, with this tag, we can go close enough to the island that we get a little bit of protection from the waves, and then we can finish with motor. We broke the furling line. Boat is leaking in every opening.
No, it's every. But it's leaking from the deck many places.
And there is a sunset coming up.
Yeah. And this sunset business is never as good in camera. So that's the one perk for our discomfort, fear and banging is the sunset. Hydrovane or National Zero. Sunset of day 5. Over there is the lighthouse of Aruba, finally. Within the background, the peninsula of Venezuela. The lighthouse has a range of 19 miles. So that's where we are. Elchin coming. Watch out for the hatch. It's 3 a.m.
In Aruba, hour. We're dead.
I wanted to just take anchor quick at the north tip of the island. They made us come all the way to the
Check-in harbor.
middle to check in. So we're docked by the custom that opened in
Even after like
3
5
hours.
days at sea, the last 2 additional hours, taxes.
Yeah, but there was
Because
a bit
I
of
was-
excitement.
I gave everything for a midnight arrival. And the
Which would have worked, huh? That was okay.
They had 2 more hours. I didn't have any spare.
I told you there were.
Yeah.
No, we're in Aruba.
Everything inside the boat is wet.
Not everything about, but all the viewers.
All the V-bird is wet.
The beach is
Quarterbird is probably okay.
quarterbird, carré are good.
Carré, like
The floor.
warehouse and tool locker.
Yeah, the floor level, the bilges were full, so when it fills
Bilge is
the
empty.
locker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it empties in the locker. There's a low side. That's a pain in the butt. And then it also goes on top. And it makes it gross. Spotted a leak in the food pump, saltwater food pump.
Saved us from sinking.
Possibly. No, it was not that fast, but it was not too slow either.
It's kind of sad that V-bird is that wet, but it was
Soaked
underwater for
Yeah,
couple of days.
yeah. And, well,
It was a great trip, right?
Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember, all we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Focus, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Focus, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. Focus, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Focus, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on.
One third was beautiful, one third was engine and storms avoidance, which was not that beautiful, and one third was Van de Globing, and that's
Nice.
something to be respected.
Yeah.
And, so I think we know this Coast Guard boat. Yesterday we were arriving and planning to anchor incognito. And I told Yalchin to lit up the waters. We lit up on the Coast Guard vessel. And they lit up in return and started chasing us.